Welcome. Happy Friday. I hope you're having a wonderful week. I hope you had a wonderful week and you are revving up for the weekend. I wanted to do a quick lesson on the difference. Well, really explaining what is a vibration, what is frequency. A lot of people talk about, how do I raise my vibration? How do I get on a new frequency? And this example has been extremely helpful for me. So first of all, understanding how our mind works. If you've ever seen me use, and actually I'm going to use my little drawing pad here. So I'm going to draw on my iPad and really explain here. Let's do this together. All right. You like this? Let's start with this. So if you've ever seen me talk about the mind model, it is from Dr. Thurman Fleet's stick person that he uses, because at the end of the day, there is no image for the mind. So we use this image to represent the mind, and it's a very simple stick person. You might have seen this before. If you haven't, you're welcome in advance. But when it comes to like therapy, when I'm working with my therapy clients and we're talking about the psyche, we're talking about the mind, we're dealing with psychology. It's nothing that's tangible. It's nothing that can be seen. That's why so often, even today, people think it's, just rubbish. They don't really understand or take it seriously. Mental health issues, depression, anxiety. They think people just make it up. Well, you can't prove it. How do I know? Well, anything that is unseen is hard to have faith in, fair enough. But when we really understand what's happening, that the unseen creates the seen. We live in a world of duality. There's the seen and the unseen. There's energy, there's matter. There's cause and effect. And so what creates the world we see? What creates the world that we see? Well, it's the world that we think. It's our thoughts that create the world we see. Nothing is good or bad. Our thinking makes it so. As my mentor, Bob Proctor, always used to teach us with this stick person, he used to use Dr. Thurman Fleet's stick mind model, stick person, to represent the mind and to explain it in a way that I truly have never heard before. And it has been a saving grace, not just in my life, but all of my clients' life as well. So he always used to say there's an energy always flowing to and through us. And we can take that energy and think anything we want. So we take this energy that's always flowing to us and thought. We use thoughts, whatever thoughts are happening. That's why it's so important to really direct your thoughts, choose your thoughts, be consciously aware and mindful of what kind of thoughts you're thinking. Because thoughts are just the form that the energy takes. So this energy is always coming to and through us. And depending on how we think, will direct and dictate what kind of thoughts we have that we're getting emotionally involved with. So first we have this energy, then we take thought form and form thoughts. Again, there is no good or bad. It's just high or low, however it makes you feel, but you know how certain thoughts make you feel. But this energy comes to us and we can think anything we want, okay? You can think any thought you want. This is classic cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT in the therapy world, which dictates that we think, right? First cause, which causes us to feel, which runs and kind of dictates, not kind of, it does dictate our actions, and our actions dictate the results in our life. So this is, let me get another color here so it's not so, I can get real wild. Let's pick a fun purple. How about that? Or blue. No, purple. All right. So step one, oh, what happened? Oh, this is fun. What's happening? Let's get with the program. Okay. So step one, we think a thought with this energy that's always coming to us. We choose our thoughts. Hopefully, we choose our thoughts. Then that leads to our feelings, because every thought you think is a true powerful energy. It's a seed. Within every thought is a seed. And when you choose to start getting emotionally involved, you repeat it, you surround yourself with a certain thought, by law, it goes down into our feeling or emotional mind. This is otherwise known as the subconscious mind. This up here is our conscious thinking mind. So down here in the subconscious feeling or emotional mind, the ancient Greeks, the Egyptians, this is the study of the heart, the mind, or the soul, became the word psychology. Psychology, the word itself, derives from the study of the soul or the spirit. They knew that the heart, the spirit, the soul was down here in the subconscious mind. And so this is really what we're studying. What's happening down in our subconscious mind is truly what dictates what kind of actions we'll take. We don't do anything unless we feel like doing it. You would know that. It's like, if I don't feel like going to the gym, I ain't going to do it. It will never happen. So anything that we want to do, take action, we have to first feel it. But before we feel it, we first have to think it. So it's a loop. We think, we feel, we act, and then we get results in our life. We think, we feel, we act, and then we get results in our life. Let me stop sharing. We'll bring it back up. This is so simple, but it's not easy because we think it's so complicated. We think, we feel, we act, and depending on our actions, we get results. If we are not happy with the results in our life, we reverse engineer it. We're not going to fight with what's out here. We're not even going to fight with our actions or our behavior. We're not going to punish ourselves. Then we're not even going to argue with our emotions, because our emotions, again, they're just in effect. We're going to go to the root cause, which is our thoughts, which is the only place something can be changed. What kind of thoughts are going through your mind? Perhaps you haven't even sat down to get quiet to really think. Thinking is one of the hardest, most laborious, painful things to do. Think about the last time you really had to think about something, make a decision, use that reasoning faculty. Thinking takes work. Thinking takes a lot of energy. We want to remain numb. We want to remain mindless. We don't want to be mindful. Therapists, including myself, we all say, practice mindfulness. Let's do mindfulness. Let's do a mindfulness practice. Let's get quiet. Turn within. Let's be mindful. Most of the time, myself included, I'm like, I ain't got time for that. I don't want to be mindful. That's the last thing I want to be. I want to watch something. I want to, scroll here. I want to, create a video. I just want to do anything. Like, I was laughing so hard. So, I'm a therapist and I have a few clients at the moment, and I have to do notes, right? You have to dictate notes after every one of your sessions. I have been so resistant this week. My notes are piling up. And just before this video came on, I said, Carla, just do a couple notes. Don't torture yourself. Don't let all of your notes pile up so you have to do them on the weekend and you're just resentful and you have like a bad attitude. It's just like a weight on, you're just procrastinating. So I was sitting here and I was like, just do 2 notes. And I was like, that's the last thing I want to do. I would rather eat glass than do these notes. And in that moment, I thought, are you going to let your emotions dictate your actions right now? Meaning your feeling and your emotions of not wanting to do it is going to dictate you not doing it. Or am I going to think a new thought? If you can just do 1 note, can you just do that? Okay, fine, I can do that. So I voice dictate it and I sat here and I ended up doing 2 notes. And so it's as simple as that, but it's not that easy, right? Even me who studies this work, I have to practice what I preach. It's doing what I know I ultimately want to do, even though I don't feel like doing it. People call that discipline. Whatever. I actually love that word discipline. A lot of people have a negative connotation with the word discipline. They think of it as, punishment, being disciplined. Yeah, being punished. But I look at it as being a disciple of yourself, being a disciple of your goals, being disciplined, you know, giving yourself a command and following it, being a disciplined person, trusting yourself, even when you don't feel like it. Always remember, you're not going to feel like doing the things because it takes you out of your comfort zone. We have very strong programming. Some of it's good, some of it's not so good. What are your results? If we want to change the results, we have to change the habits and the actions. If we want to change the habits and the actions, we have to change the emotions. If we want to change the emotions, we have to change the thoughts. If we want to change the thoughts, we have to change our surroundings. Who are we surrounding ourselves with? I'll ask you before we go into the weekend. Who are you going to hang out with this weekend? What are your plans? Do you like the people you hang out with? I did a great post the other day about, I myself used to drink. I don't anymore, thank God. But no judgment to anybody that does. But if you have to drink to be around certain friends, if you have your drinking friends, if everything you guys do on the weekends are revolve around, drinks, going out, going to restaurants, going to bars, going to brunch, whatever it is, what if for one weekend you didn't drink at all, but you hang around the same people? Would you be able to enjoy it the same way? If the answer is no, perhaps you don't really like these people. Perhaps you don't really like where you're going if you need alcohol or mind-altering substance to make it fun. If it's a part of it, it's like, who would you be without it? Who would you be without it? I like to, use the metaphor of alcohol or any mind-altering substance, anything we need out here, anything we're addicted to. I don't care what it is. If we need that to make the experience heightened, but Carly, you understand, I like to do it. It just makes it more fun. Okay, take this for an example. If you go to a beautiful restaurant, right? 5-star, Michelin rated restaurant, steakhouse, for example. You look at the table. You do not see every other condiment under the sun, salt and pepper on the table. It doesn't exist. Why? Because the chef seasons it to perfection. It does not need any seasoning. It is a perfect dish as is. You do not need to add anything to it. No salt, no pepper, no A1, no ketchup, no Worcestershire, nothing. It's perfect as is. You do not need to season that puppy up. But that's like our life. I realized that about my life. I needed all of the seasoning. I needed the salt and the pepper and the A1 because the dish itself was shit. The dish itself was ass. It wasn't good. I wasn't happy with the dish, so to speak, I was serving. It was like, is this a Denny's, a cheap 2-for-1 special on the corners of Vegas Boulevard, a cheap steakhouse that I wouldn't dare eat this steak without any condiments because it's gross. Why would I even be in that situation? Why do I need to season it up? Why do I need to spice it up? Isn't it already great? But this is the illusion that society tells us. This moment's amazing. Having a beer or a glass of champagne would make it even better. That's an illusion. Really think about that. If you've ever, I've certainly been there. It's been so painful. The most amazing milestones, some of the most beautiful moments of life, whether it be family holidays, birthdays, events, graduations, when I cross the finish line at my marathons, anything that we celebrate. Why do we think that having a glass of champagne, not that it's wrong again, but that it's going to enhance it and make it better? Does it? For me, I thought it did. In the moment, it might have even felt like it, but I was not present. I would go out of my body, float right out. I would get out of the present moment. Actually, it would rob the joy of the moment from me. It would make me mindless. I would literally go out of my mind. The part of my mind would shut down. I could not be there. Although again, in the moment, that dopamine hit, all of those, all of those hormones, the dopamine hit really, all the serotonin, the hit from the alcohol hitting my system would make me think that was, oh my God, it was so amazing. But at the end of the day, I would wake up, feeling hungover, feeling anxious, anxiety is real, not remembering, saying things that I would have never said if I was sober, right? And so it really ruined it. The seasoning, the alcohol, the salt and the pepper ruined this beautiful filet. And so I know this is a tangent, but I love to use that as a metaphor. Why do we do the things that we do? I'm not going to allow my programming, my emotions to dictate what I do or don't do. I'm going to think about what I truly desire. What do I really want? What's a bigger picture? And that's going to dictate my thoughts. The ones I choose will dictate how I act and how I behave, not my emotions that are ran by just intrusive thoughts that I'm not aware of. Choose your thoughts wisely. Every single thought is a seed. It is a precious, precious seed. Every thought is a seed. Think of it as an investment. What's your ROI? What's your return on your investment of your thoughts? Thoughts are very powerful. They are pure, electric, energetic, just power. And once they're handed over by repetition, by just surrounding, by osmosis, they fall into that soil of your subconscious, to your emotions. They get under your skin. It begins to program us. And once we feel a certain way about anything, about any thought or idea or goal or vision, when we want or when we don't want, once we have that emotions, that is the magnetizing force. So as Napoleon Hill talks about in his chapter on the brain is your body. It's an electronic switching station. Our mind, the energy, dictates how the brain is programmed. So our brain is it's both a transmitting station, broadcasting station, and a receiving station. Our thoughts are electric. Boom, they get sent out. And then our emotions, the way we feel about those thoughts, magnetize more like to us. We are electromagnetic beings. So what we think we put out and what we feel gets brought back to us. So really, if you can just really get in control of your vibration, your emotional state, you can truly be the leader, the master of your life. But again, what dictates our feelings? Our thoughts. So a lot of people say, okay, well, how do I raise my emotional state? How do I raise my vibration so that I experience a different frequency? This is the metaphor, the example that has helped me and has helped a lot of people from the feedback that I get. So let me go ahead and share my screen again. All right. So your emotions, your emotional state, which is dictated by your thoughts, your emotional state is a vibration. So emotions, energy and motion, energy. The energy, depending on our thoughts, will dictate the energy or the vibration our body's in. Remember, we are an amalgamation. We are just a collection of molecules, neurons, atoms, just vibrating, particles of energy vibrating very, very fast. We are an instrument, and depending how we play the instrument, meaning through our thoughts, will dictate how our molecules, how our cells, how our energetic parts vibrate. When we are grieving or we're sad, we're vibrating very slow, dense, and heavy. When we are happy and joyous, we are vibrating very fast, high energy. And we can feel it in other people. We can feel it in ourselves, most importantly, and we can feel it in other people. So that's our vibration. The word sadness, the word joy, those are just two examples of different emotions. But really what they are, they're labels we put on a certain vibrational state. So the best definition that I heard what an emotion is, it's the conscious awareness of the vibration we're in. All an emotion is, it's a label we put on the conscious awareness of the vibration we're in. So if I'm down, if something bad happened, I'm having a bad day, I would say I wouldn't say I'm consciously aware that I'm in a low vibrational state. I would say I'm sad. I'm feeling funky. But what I'm really saying is I'm consciously aware that I am in a low, dense, heavy, slow vibration. Or I'm sad. So emotions are just the labels we put on the vibrational state we're in. And the more we can become aware of the vibrational state we're in, just tune in. How do you feel? Do you feel like you're flying high and you're so excited or just enthusiastic about life? Or do you feel low, tired, low energy? Ugh. So that's vibration. Emotions dictate our vibration, and our vibration will dictate what frequency we're on. So let me get to actually sharing the screen here. I use a building metaphor to discuss the vibration and frequency. Okay, so vibration is the emotional state we're in. It's the emotional state that is coursing through our body. Frequency is where we end up. It's actually a place, and it's an experience. So I like to say, let's use F for frequency, as well as floor, like a floor of a building. Frequency is like the floor of a building. So we have the basement frequency. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we have the penthouse frequency. So I want you to think of frequency as an actual place, as the actual experience. People call it timelines. Whatever reality you live in is the frequency you're on, or the floor that you're on. So people on this penthouse frequency, people that vibrate at a certain level, will find themselves on the penthouse frequency. You can only experience penthouse experiences when you vibrate at the level or the floor or frequency of penthouse people. Those are the people you will experience. If you vibrate on a level 4, you will only experience level 4 experiences. So if you find yourself, say, in the basement, and mind you, nobody's perfect. You never are always on the penthouse frequency 24/7. You might dip down sometimes into lower frequencies, but it's how fast can you bounce back up? Through the thoughts, through the emotions. This is why awareness is key. If we find ourselves, say we experience a family member, somebody cuts us off on the freeway, and we drop right down to this basement frequency. It's low, it's angry, it's frustrated. This is a certain frequency. It's an experience we're having. Why? Because we're vibrating at that level. We're emotionally involved in negative feelings. It feels crappy. Well, why? Because they're thoughts so fast, so unconscious. And remember, subconscious are below conscious level. We're not aware. But if we really were to dive into this feeling and say, well, if I could put thoughts to this, what would I think? Oh, I'm so mad. Why does this happen to me? I hate them. Why are they always so annoying? Why are they such a jerk? Like, we truly think certain things. Nobody is immune to it. Trust me. We are all monsters. We are all angels. We have it all. The more we can admit that and just embrace the whole thing, the more we have the freedom, as opposed to suppressing it and say, oh no, I don't think like that. I don't judge. I'm not mean. I would never say that. Yes, you would. We all do. It's just, what do we choose? So we're not lying to ourselves or anybody when we say, I would never think that. Oh my God, I'm not capable of that. Yes, if you were put in the right situations, yes, you would be. So again, really quickly, vibration is the emotional state we're in, which will dictate the frequency. Whatever experience you have in life, whether it be a basement experience or a penthouse experience, is a direct reflection of the vibration or the emotional state you're in. And again, the emotional state you're in, this is not to shame or blame. You might be in a situation that's really crappy. Let me use an example. A car accident. That is a circumstance and a situation that automatically, whoosh, what does it make you think? Right away, we're just aware of how it makes us feel. Scared, angry, hurt. We feel guilty if it was our fault. We feel attacked if it was, against us. Woe is me. Why does this happen to me? Why did I attract this? It doesn't matter. But say an accident happened and it makes us feel a certain way. It ain't good. Okay. I'm not saying let's be like, oh my God, I feel so great that a car accident happened to me. No. But this situation happened, which is making me feel a low, dense, heavy, lower vibration. Fair enough. We're human. However, we're not going to argue with that emotion or start piling it on and attracting more of it by perpetuating that this stuff happens to me, replaying old narratives of I'm being punished, just my luck, I don't have the money for this, like attracting all of the negative thoughts to it. We must be aware in those circumstances, perhaps you're going through one right now, where you find yourself in a real rut. You just feel like garbage. You feel angry, you feel resentful, you feel sad, mad, you're grieving. That's okay. Again, this is not to bypass, ignore, or rob you from your emotions or invalidate them. All feelings are valid, but are they healthy to stay in for long periods of time? No, they are not. And as a therapist, I truly want to change the narrative about how we even talk. Honor your emotions. You're valid. Yeah, you're valid. Honor? I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Is that healthy? To rever and honor, put them on an altar and say, don't touch my grief? We can all grieve, but if we're holding on to it, revering, crowning it, making it the authority, bowing to it, that means that the grief is in control of us. You are experiencing grief coming through you. And the more you can be detached, not identified with it, not feeling a victim to it, just letting it pass through you as the human experience it is, in all of the pain and all of the grief, just breathing through it, letting it pass. And then another wave will come later and you just breathe through it and let it pass. But don't hold on and use it as a way to maybe even unconsciously think that you have to honor it or work through it or whatever. It's like, just breathe through it. No emotion is here to stay. When we have an emotional hit, it cannot last for more than 90 seconds. If it does, it's because we keep feeding it. Feel the emotion, let it pass through you. Your emotional state is the vibration that your body is in. And the vibration your body is in will dictate what frequency or floor you are on, which will dictate what you experience out here. It's like if you've ever flown first class. That is a whole different energy, frequency, vibration than when you fly coach or economy. You experience different conversations, different people, different moods and attitudes. You also experience different moods and attitudes in first class. Is one better than the other? No, they're just different, but they are different. Of course, anything can happen in each frequency or floor, but for the majority, it's just a very different energy. If you've ever been to Las Vegas, there's a strip on, Las Vegas Boulevard. There are different hotels at the southern end and there are different hotels at the northern end. Depending on which hotel you stay in, if you stay in a Hooters, and you go to the bar and you go to the restaurants in that casino, you're going to experience a whole different frequency, a whole different floor of people and vibration than you are if you were to say, for example, at the Wynn or the Bellagio. It's a different energy. And the quicker we can say, this is what I want to experience, and no judgment. Some people like to be at Hooters. Some people like to be at the Bellagio or anywhere in between. This is not to say one is right or wrong. It's just to be aware that we can choose which one we are on. You are in control. of your emotions. First, of your thoughts, your emotions, which dictate your frequency, which really move you into action. It's what moves you. And then you get certain results. You are in control of what you think. What you think will dictate your emotions. Your emotions will dictate your behavior. Your behavior will dictate your results. So again, if you are not pleased or you just want to improve upon what you have, it all starts with thought. What are you thinking? Are you being mindful? Who are you surrounding yourself with? What kind of thoughts are you entertaining? How are they making you feel? How do you feel right now? And just like we saw the different building levels, we saw the different levels. You are just, it's like a spectrum of different levels of frequency. You are just one thought away from a higher frequency. You are just one thought, one idea, one inspiration away from a whole new life. I just did this morning with myself. I woke up and I was feeling in a lower vibration. I didn't judge myself. I didn't say why. I didn't get mad. I just said, I'm consciously aware that I'm in a lower frequency. And I pray. I said, God, give me a thought. Give me a higher thought right now. Inspire me. Guide my thoughts right now. Please give me one inspired thought. Well, I have tools I've been using the Superhuman app. I use my Think Up app, but the Superhuman app is so cool. You can get like a 2-week free trial. I am in no way, getting sponsored or whatever for it. I'll put the links below. I think I'm going to post this somewhere, but it just shifted my energy. I use those tools of positive affirmations, positive messaging, and it shifted the way I felt because it started shifting my thoughts because it asks you questions. Who do you want to be? Remember who you are. What are you working towards? What kind of life do you want to live? So I started thinking new thoughts, which made me feel different, which made me act different. And I got different results. I have a different day now. It went into a whole different, direction. So we direct the energy, the powerful energy that is always flowing to us and through us. And how do we direct that energy? With our thoughts. And depending on how we direct that energy, direct our thoughts, will direct and dictate our life. So you are one thought away from a new vibration, which will put you on a new frequency, put you on a new timeline, put you in a new reality. If you are not pleased, whatever area it comes to you, you are one thought away. Pray, ask, whatever your rituals are. What is a higher level thought? What's like a penthouse thought that can lift me up? Think about somebody you look up to. What kind of thoughts do they think? What do they read? What kind of conversations do they engage in? Who do they surround themselves with? So I hope you enjoyed this. This was just impromptu, talking all about thoughts, feelings, actions, results, vibration, frequency. I hope you enjoyed that. If you have any questions, I have all of my information below. I will post all of the links to that app and other information later. I have a therapy client now. But again, if you are interested in anything personal, spiritual development, or you love Napoleon Hill, please reach out. I am a principal teacher at the Napoleon Hill Institute, as well as a coach, and I would love to chat with you. I offer free complimentary coaching calls. I hope you have a wonderful day and reach for those higher thoughts. Reach for those higher thoughts. Thank you so much.